She spoke out against COVID stance and was for DeSantis during the primary. I think they want Trump to speak out against Israel, but in a nation full of Zionists, how can he? And during war, you keep your enemies close. No, Trump doesn't see Israel as the enemy, or even Zionism, because the history of Zionism is just, it was the Jewish people trying to protect themselves. I mean, the problem here is that people are blaming the Jews for everything, which God said this in the Bible. So here's the thing. There's this CIA operation going on right now, and Candace and Ian Carroll and a bunch of podcasters are part of this. Okay, that's the reason they have so many followers. Really. And the idea is to get you to think that Israel is to blame for everything, okay? They're obsessed with it, and it's a dark ugliness in Candace now. The ugliness is very apparent. The problem is that's a trap for everyone, because the reason we stand by Israel is because nobody else does. Again, I know the history better than Candace. I don't care what these CIA operatives have said over the last several years, okay? I know the history there. I've seen what the nations do, okay? They all hate Israel. They all do. And Donald Trump was speaking against Barack Obama. He was never speaking against AIPAC in his 300 tweets about Israel. He was never speaking against Israel. He was praising Netanyahu. So if you're thinking that Trump's going to come out against Israel, no, he's not. He's the one that made he put the embassy, didn't he move the embassy, or he made the Jerusalem the capital? He acknowledged it. Every president has said they would do that and never does it. And somebody is always trying to contain Israel. And it's not because they want to bomb the entire Middle East. No. It's because their life is always under threat. It would be in everybody's best interest for Hamas to be annihilated, Hezbollah to be annihilated, ISIS to be annihilated, Al-Qaeda, okay, the Muslim Brotherhood, all of that garbage. Because they just hate and they use the Palestinians. And instead of people like Candace speaking the truth about all that, she just goes after Israel and the Jews. Because she's just a hateful person. Her soul is hateful. And yet, it's a total CIA operation with her. That's the reason she has those followers. And Trump's was following this, going way back. I'm increasingly concerned with the UN's ploy against Israel. Yep. This coming week, and will monitor all events closely from Australia. That was in 2011. Yeah, the UN has always been out against Israel. They've never stood with Israel. They say they do. That's what a lot of these countries do. But we actually stand with them. We back them with support, and they will never need ground troops from us. They don't. They're top-notch military. So they don't need any of that. But when we say stop, they stop. The problem is then the terrorists, these terrorist organizations, whether it's the PLO or Hamas, ISIS, it's so many of them in there in the Middle East. When they turn around and Israel retreats, then it allows them to build themselves back up again, indoctrinate some more Palestinian children, some more Iranian children, okay, into this hate for the Jews. And it's ridiculous. And people like Candace serve a dark path. I mean, she just does. If Christians can't see that, then maybe you need to, test the spirits you're listening to. 2011, Donald Trump. I applaud Netanyahu for announcing that he will show up at the UN to defend Israel. A true U.S. friend and great leader. Yeah, they are. What none of these assholes on these podcasts are telling you is that Israel warned America about who Barack Obama was. Yeah, so I mean, Barack Obama did everything he could during his presidency to screw Israel over every chance he got. People can say what they want about Netanyahu, okay? There was a time I thought he was pretty cool, but I mean, I know he's been under indictments there, but is he under indictments no different than they were indicting Trump? I don't know. I mean, he's always made a point to say that, we're the best friend to America and America's our best friend. We're their only friend. We're the only country in the world that chose to do something different than the rest of the world. I mean, Candace should just move her ass to the Middle East since she wants to act that barbaric in her thinking. 2011, Barack Obama took another swipe at the state of Israel for building in their capital, Jerusalem. Yeah, Israel is not the problem here, but this is predicted, so they have a right to defend themselves, and as soon as they start to defend themselves, then this is what happens. It happened 50 years ago, it happened 40 years ago, it happened 30. The entire world then turns it, and it's the poor Palestinians, and a bunch of propaganda comes out. And what's interesting is you don't hear Candace Owens saying anything about how the Palestinians are rising up against Hamas and saying they're the problem. Yeah, because they are the problem. Israel's not the problem. The terrorist organizations are. If people want to buy into this current CIA narrative going on, then good luck to you. Good luck to you on the path to the bottomless pit there, because that's where that CIA operation is wanting to take people, is down the path that Israel's to blame for everything, and that somehow you're not tying that to all Jews in the world. No, this is what happens over and over again. It's why with the Jews it's particularly sensitive, because and I think it's because of the Bible, because that dark energy that has a hold of the people like Candace and others is it loves to get a hold of those people. I mean, it's the greatest joy to it to get a hold of you when you hate the Jews. And it's what happened. Look at what that led to in Germany. So, if people want to argue about this Jew's fake, this Jew's white, this Jew shouldn't be white, this Jew isn't a real Jew, like, that shit's stupid. That's really stupid. Like, that's stuff that God will handle in the end, okay? That's not our job to separate who's a real Jew, who's a real Israelite. I mean, if you're carrying on about that, then, it just shows that you have an ego problem. And if these people that aren't truly Jews or truly Israeli from the, tribes of Israelis, then are faking, well, God knows, and God will handle it, which is why he said vengeance is mine. But instead, you get people like Candace Owens and others that want to carry on about that narrative too, and and when they act like they're a Christian, but then again, Candace did become a Catholic, so that's the biggest Pharisee religion of all, so it's the greatest way to hide, that you're not truly a Christian. Because she should know the Bible, and she doesn't. She tries to say, no, this is just at the government. No, it's not. No, it's not, because she's done enough shows going after the Jews in general. And then, just like one of Trump's tweets here, back in 2011, he said, America should not be pressuring Israel to show restraint against Iran. We should be working to stop Iran's nuclear drive. Yeah. Because all of their Ayatollahs have said they would annihilate all the Jews. Yeah, so we decided as a country, even though Candace, stands with the Muslim Brotherhood, we decided as a country that we were against that kind of, behavior. So, but on this was 2011, and somebody in 2024 posted Trump's and put "fuck Israel." Yeah, so that's the attitude to have, and I see a lot of people have that attitude. I would just say, well, enjoy your time on the path to the bottomless pit.